at the Jewel, you will see all sorts of food represented in Singapore. Hello, Mr. India. You put like that, you cannot see. Put lie down. Lie down so you can see. Okay? Thank you. Not me, you. Okay. We're going to clear this area. There is a hotel outside the airport. You know, outside is public area. So before you clear immigration, that's what we call transit. Transit area. There is also hotel bookings there. That's Terminal 2 there. So this led to a strategic vision with the conception of a Jewel as a gem of a destination. So the Jewel, Changi Airport, was opened this year on 17th of April, and it was the construction actually started about approximately end of 2014. So it is a 10-story building. So what you're seeing is 5. Actually, it's 5 down. So 5 up, L for level 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then we got basement 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Which they call the Changi Experience Studio. It's a journey of fun, discovery through exciting virtual world of Changi Airport. First of its kind of digital attractions. Experience the magic technology and learn about aviation and what makes an airport tick. Okay, so I'll just leave you with those of you who have quite a tight schedule. I will not advise you to go to the Jewel. Okay, so you take approximately half an hour to 45 minutes to find your way back to your respective terminals. Okay, now an estate which has 7,000 units, a bit close together, the apartments. This is government housing. Singapore government built these apartments for us, local people. Only Singaporeans are allowed to buy these apartments on a 99-year lease. Mind you, the private condos are also sold on a 99-year lease. We do have freehold landed properties. They are a little bit inland, a little bit on the pricey side, but many young people have been upgrading themselves to such properties. Now there's a junior college here. Immediately after the junior college is the government public housing of Marine Parade here. 7,000 units. Look at the apartments. They are quite close together. So this estate is already almost 45 years. So almost half the lease has gone. There you go. We have 3 rooms, 3, 4 and 5 room unit, measuring something like 600 square feet to about 1,100 square feet. And they're very well planned in a public housing estate where schools and clinics are all within walking distance. All the necessities are all within the estate, like a little township here. I live exactly in this block here. It's overlooking the sea. Now mind you, I got this apartment in 1976. At that time, the rule still stands that you want to switch to a bigger flat, you sell it back to the government, old price, no making money. So today is a different thing. You can sell the balance of the lease and make money, but then, of course, you sell high, you buy high also. $100. Those days, we were struggling at about $200 pay only, you see. So today, I can sell the balance of the lease for about $500,000, but if I got to go to a new apartment, I would have to wait 3-4 years. And on the left side, there is a triple tower building which you cannot see it so well from this angle, but there's a funny shape thing on the rooftop. That's called the Sky Park of the Marina Bay Sands Hotel. Marina Bay Sands Hotel, by the way, the architect of Marina. We are going to go to arrive at the bridge in front of us. This bridge connects the east side of Singapore to the city centre, and it was named after the second president of Singapore, Professor Benjamin Sheares. So it's called the Benjamin Sheares Bridge. Professor Sheares was a practicing gynecologist and obstetrician, and he was our president from 1971 to 1981. as we go on the bridge, you'll see a stretch of water below. And in the distance, you see two white pillared buildings. These are the two conservatories of the gardens by the bay. The further one is the cloud forest, the little taller one, and the shorter, longer one is the flower dome. Flower dome is perpetually springtime, Mediterranean springtime. Temperature about 23 Celsius, and there are flowers from 5 continents, 9 countries. Okay, down below here is Garden by the Bay East. Garden by the Bay South is where the two conservatories are. And we just finished F1 Formula 1 race. This is the pit stop. See this one with the long building here. These are the choices, the best seats. Right, down below here. We are still in the process of dismantling all the fixtures. The floodlights. What is so special about our Formula 1 race is because it is raced at night, and the circuit is right in the city. So our city roads were close to traffic. Okay, we are leaving we have left the highway and entering into the city, still on reclaimed land from the sea. This is where we are going to go into. Can you see a gantry across the road with the lights on and the word ERP, the letters? ERP stands for electronic road pricing. Cars coming into the city here pay $1. Okay, right in front of us, can you see the fountain of wealth? This huge fountain, bronze, and it is said that when you come to Singapore, you must come here and do 3 rounds. Go round and round, whether you clockwise, whether you skip or dance or walk or run for 3 rounds, and you'll be in good luck. You see a lot of people standing outside. All these people are smokers, catching their oxygen. Anyway, now it's about lunchtime, so a lot of office workers going for their lunch break. Now the whole area here, not only shopping, there are office buildings also. Now straight ahead, you'll see the Marina Bay Sands building. Marina Bay Sands is what we coined as an integrated resort. It's got hotels, more than 2,000 rooms. It's got shopping, it's got hotels. Right on top is the Sky Park. The Sky Park has got the infinity pool. It is a glass pool. Now, only guests of the hotel are allowed to use the pool and can see the pool. If you do not have a hotel room, then it's okay. You still can go to the hotel on your right, on your left, what I'm going to say. Can you see that? Marina Bay Sands. Okay, we are coming up to our first stop very soon. Please synchronize your watches. Now is 12:50. 12:50. So I'll tell you the time to come back to the bus. Please don't be late, okay? Into the most historical part of Singapore. Here on your left hand side, this is a park which was named after Queen Elizabeth's coronation way back in 1952-53. Okay. Now on your on your right, just hold on a while because something new is happening. So we were instructed to give information. I do give information. It's just that this is something very new. Okay, now you're looking at two buildings. The one with the Corinthian pillars was the City Hall, which was built in 1929 as known as a municipal building. Later on, in 1959, then they renamed it to City Hall. Now the next building with the green dome was, I use past tense, was our High Court building. Now you see that like a space, whatever. Yeah, on that is the present High Court building, which faces the other side. Okay, now these two old grey buildings is connected by that golden part, which is called the Vale. It used to be the road. So both these buildings have been renovated, and it's now our national.
The bell rings, we are going already.
Okay.
Bạn muối mua thong.
Chị Trung thiết họ này một con chứ đấy. តែស្អាតស្អាតទេចង់ខំបានទេខំបានលើ
On with our tour. I don't mind you speak a little softer if you want to. Okay. Now from the civic area to the commercial area. Civic means government department. This used to be the hub of the colonial department. So eventually by the year 2000 it was converted into a hotel. This is one of our couple of 6-star hotel here. So they go beyond 5, so they call it 6-star hotel. Anyway, we are into the commercial area known as the Blazes Green, Shenton Way, Clifford Pier. Clifford Pier used to be here, this long roof building. So the ships that were dock anchored on the other side, the sailors will take the boats and land up here, have their couple of hours of shore leave, quickly go over to the other side. Lots and lots of money changes, so that's why they called it Change Alley. Today, we remember it by naming that little alley there, which is part of a building as Change Alley. And then after, the sailors will, have a couple of beers, bought souvenirs, or met their girlfriends, and then run back to the ship. So that's how Clifford Pier was very popular for that. But then it was named after Sir Shenton, one of the governors, and he was the governor who was here in Singapore at the fall of Singapore. Japanese occupied Singapore from the year 1942 to 1945, 3.5 years of Japanese occupation years. So as we take a left turn, okay, we are passing by this. This is a very old building, built in 1893 as a market. It was protruding out into the sea. Today, it is selling cooked food, not fresh food market like in the early days. So they cater for the meals of the office workers around here. To look at those green structures, green wrought iron structures, they were all brought in from Glasgow way back then. And this was opened in 1893 as a market selling fresh food. Today it is selling cooked food. In the evening, when you are in Singapore, don't forget to drop by to savor the satays. So these satays served here are actually from descendants of the Javanese population in the early days. So what is satays for those of you who are not Asians? They are shish kebab, like a shish kebab, charcoal, grilled over charcoal flame, and eaten with peanut curry sauce. Malay Indonesian satays usually chicken, beef, mutton, and tripe. Chinese satays, they use pork. Okay, we are into Chinatown now. Chinatown is covers about 1 square mile in area. Particularly this area were the Hokkien area, one of the Fujian, Hokkien is one of the dialect groups. So this is the heart of Chinatown. This part, Cantonese area. So as we cross over the traffic lights on the right side, the Hakka area. It was traditionally, now in the early days. Now what happened was, Singapore was founded in the year 1819 by this British gentleman called Raffles. So Raffles, he utilized the rivers as sort of the boundary lines, who should be where. So at the north side of the Singapore River, that's where we made our first stop. That was the colonial properties. There you go. You see all these old houses, old buildings. They're very pretty. Some of them very well done up. And here in Chinatown, of course, you can find a lot of Chinese food. You see this blue canopy there. Can you see those birds hanging there? Those chicken. Now, that's the famous sauce chicken in Singapore. We have a couple of shops here selling such types. Now, where in the world would you get a plate of chicken rice, which is no more than $4-5 Singapore, cooked by a 1-star Michelin chef here in Chinatown? So come back to Chinatown and savor it. Now many of the old trades are still going on, even though the premises are new. There you go on your right. Can you see that? New type of architecture like the Hanging Gardens of Babylon. That would have reminded me about the book of Genesis. You know how God created Adam and Eve and put them in the Garden of Eden. Now if this scenario, just in case those who do not know, Eve was tempted by the snake to eat that fruit right in the heart of the garden. And if this scenario was in China, I think we would not have Genesis. Because you know, Chinese people eat everything and anything, including the snake. So there won't be Genesis anymore, right? Anyway, okay. Now, what do you do in Singapore when the sun sets? Don't you have naughty thoughts, I'm suggesting that you should go to Changi. All those jazz bars are there, and a lot of exotic food like Lebanese, Northern Indian, Thai, Vietnamese, local Chinese food and Western food. And it is right there after the traffic lights on the left side. You have a quick look up on upper part of the Singapore River. All these colorful houses. This is all the where the jazz bars are. Yeah. So this is where you come after dark. One of the places. And here is the most windowed building in Singapore. You want to take a guess how many windows? How many? I won't penalize you if you are given the wrong answer. I also don't have a prize for you if you got the right answer. Oh, this is IT Mall. Funan Mall. For IT. Okay, 927 windows. Did you think about that number? 927 windows. But what is that building all about? It was built in 1928 as a police station. Those days when one worked for the colonial government, you get housing. So the policeman can live there with the family. So he cannot have an excuse come late to work. So that building has been restored, and no more police station anymore, and it is now houses the two ministries of Singapore. One of them on your right is it was built in 1835 as a church of for the Armenians. By the way, our Prime Minister is visiting Armenia at the moment. He's still there. I think he's on the third day of the visit. Singapore has got many universities, but the only university in the city is this one here, SME, Singapore Management University, which was established in the year 2000, renowned for generating high impact and relevant multidisciplinary research addresses Asian issues of global relevance. The latest school added is this one here on your left, the School of Law. They have the School of Business, the School of Accountancy, the School of Economics, School of Social Sciences, and the School of Information and Technology. Now, after the traffic lights in front of us on the left side is another old historical iconic building, which is our National Museum. Our National Museum here on your left-hand side dates back to 1887. It has always been a museum. Permanent offerings is the Singapore History and Living Galleries, pieced together the past and the present in compelling narratives. Currently, they have another the old and new world exhibition. On your left-hand side, the new facade of the old YMCA building. Now you see the traffic coming down that way. That's the end part of Orchard Road. Orchard Road goes back about 2 miles up there. You must come to Orchard Road, like Bond Street and all those Fifth Avenue. You must go there and have a look. But for you, if you are a smoker, please take note that Orchard Road is a smoke-free zone. Smoke-free zone meaning you cannot hold your cigarette and walk around, but there are pockets of areas where you can stop and smoke there to walk. In a couple of weeks' time, the Hindus in Singapore will be celebrating the Festival of Lights. In Singapore, this festival we call it Deepavali. I know some of the Indians call it Diwali. Maybe is it because it's the Southern Indians who name it Deepavali? Because most of our Indian population here, traditionally by history, they were from South India, from Tamil Nadu. Questions you like to ask? I know it's a bit, quite comfortable. You can fall asleep. It's okay with me. You snore. It's also okay with me. I'm not too sure about your neighbors. In Singapore, we do not have a minimum wage. That is not within our, our system. So it's the staff that you see, say the sales staff at the airport, for instance, they will be drawing about approximately $1,000 a month. That means about $1,300 a month Singapore. Part-timers like us, we have $8 an hour. $8 an hour with no perks. But those who are full-timers, they work 44-hour week. Look at the peacock here. This year, they use the peacock symbol. Now, you see the whole street of Little India? At night, it's more beautiful when the lights are on, So traditionally, the Indians here are placed just behind the European quarter. I told you about the rivers, Singapore River, but here there was a river which is now a little canal. Even then they have covered it up. So this part is Little India, and traditionally the Indian trades are still going on here, like spices and jewelry and garland making, saris, all things Indian. Okay, lucky we are not making a stop here, so the Indian men are very happy. Or else the wives will go to the jewelry shops. A lot of jewelry shops here, see, on the left side. And all the other shops here. Lots of fresh food. Particularly on Saturday night and Sunday night, you'll find more Indian men around here. Because most of these are foreign workers. So they come here on Saturday evenings and Sunday to buy their stock, their food stock for the week. So they buy their rice, their potatoes, their onions, their carrots, things that they can keep. So many of them are vegetarians also. See the gold sweet shops along here. Now if you look at the signage, if the signage has Chinese words, that means the ownership is Chinese Gold Sweet. If it is just Indian words and English, that means the ownership is Indian. And we have one of the old Hindu temples at the here. Oh my, they covered it up. Oh, there's a wedding. The pair of banana trees. This is the Veera Kalyaman temple. When you see a pair of banana trees at the doorway with the bunch of bananas intact, that means a wedding will be taking place or has taken place. Why banana? Because bananas it's equivalent to fertility. So more children, more grandchildren. Now side streets here you see a lot of interesting shops. Shopping here inexpensive. Not it is still good. Quality wise, of course, no brand names, but still good stuff here. And then there are so many little eateries, So these little eateries, you spend about 4-5 Singapore dollars is good for a meal. You can get Indian, vegetarian and non-vegetarian here. But of course, lucky thing, today I have a full coach of adults. All of you are over 21 now. Because this is the area also where the world's oldest profession is. Backstreet, but not of that quality. The famous one is Deska Road on the other side, because there was a Mr. Deska. He was a butcher. The abattoir was in this area, but they named the road after him. But of course now, in present day, a different type of flesh trade is going on. I know a friend of mine, he told me his father controls half of the street, because the other half is the other guy, and they both, these two oldies will discuss how much the girls can charge. You see in front of us, this structure here, this is what we call a hawker center. In Singapore, we used to have street food. Street food, that means people sell food along the street. We used to have it something like 35 years ago. But Mr. Lee Kuan Yew saw that it is not good. A 3-room apartment, government housing there. 3-room is 2 bedrooms, 1 living room. Every unit has its toilet and bathroom. No common toilet and bathroom. So this type of older apartments, in each of the apartments, there is a rubbish chute where we throw our rubbish down at the bottom. And rubbish, one thing in Singapore, our roads are swept every day. Rubbish is collected every day. Next place of interest we are going to go to is also depending on the time. If we don't have the time, then we'll drive through. If we don't have the time, I think we should have about 5 equivalent to the eucalyptus tree of Australia. So the Malays call it the white root oil. You can see the golden domes there. We'll catch another glimpse of it. That's a Muslim area. Now when Raffles came to Singapore, did you know there's a famous Raffles Hotel here, which was just recently reopened on the 1st of August after the second restoration. So Raffles was here in 1890, founded Singapore. Sultan was here with his followers. Sultan owned the island. So Raffles struck a deal with him and gave the Sultan a certain amount annually for the British to set up their trading post here. So the Sultan was also given a big plot of land over there, and that's where he brought his followers. Actually, his piece of land is from 2 traffic lights away until here. But over the years, I think, the British played cheat a little bit. Over the years, they said they want to cut the land, build the road here, build the road there, and eventually, poor Sultan's property was shrunk, but still quite a sizable piece of land here. So, very quickly on your left, you see the 2 golden domes there. That's the main mosque in Singapore, called the Sultan Mosque. So today in Kampong Glam, the Muslim quarter, we'll see new attractions here in the form of street art. There you go, at the junction here, can you see on the walls? It's very colorful. Some are okay. For me, I really cannot relate except for the colors. This wall there, nearer to the road, it's like Captain Marvel, and what do you call it, Flash and Star Wars and all like Hungarian goulash put together there. But it's very colorful, very good in terms of no graffiti. This will be, I think, modern graffiti. I've been to not Hong Kong, what do you call it? The local team. Later on you can see one of the street art which is like a cup of coffee. That's the type that many of us will be able to relate with. Now, see that word Haji Lane, the green signage there? It's one of the, I would say, the narrowest street in Singapore. Lots and lots of street art here. In the afternoon, this will be closed and the restaurants will spill out into the road. Another famous road here, Arab Street. Arab Street here has got lots and lots of shops selling textiles, particularly the batiks. Oh, by the way, today is International Batik Day. Apparently UNESCO recognized the heritage of the Indonesians, the batiks, so gave them the honor. Okay, here, can you see the cup of coffee here? Later on you can come here and take your photos. Okay, this is the type of street art that we can relate to. Okay. Okay, our authorities are here from the land, what do you call it? He's here to give summons. So we will have to do a quick get down. Alright, let's okay. Oh, you got about 15 minutes here. Okay? You're lucky that today there's no heavy traffic. You see he's giving a summon already. Checking in. Oh, did you know that nowadays it's all electronic, the parking, no more coupon. So everybody got to fill it, use their handphone. So our friend will overpark. Okay, see that building there, the yellow building? That used to be the Sultan's Palace. But today it is now turned into what we call the Malay Heritage Center, which covers Malay history in Singapore. Okay. Now, what I'm going to do.
Okay. Yeah. This is the equivalent of the Australian eucalyptus tree. So on the ground, if you can
位置其实到了眼前拍照片的效果没有这个地方好。OK， 这个特别要提一下，上面那个金点哈，那个表面是24K然后呢，这个是马来皇上想当年用的后教堂，是皇上专用的，任何人都可以走到里面。1924年建的，它的设计师呢是桑特里先生。1楼是男士膜拜的地方，2楼是女士膜拜的地方。
好，OK， 拍了，这一张。对，稍等一下。